Luke, just first training camp here. How's it been going?
It's going well. Obviously a training camp in a new place. Spent 2 in a previous university, and it's been fun. It's a time of a growth in so many areas: physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I've seen relationships amongst my team. Those relationships grow so much, and over a course of about a week. So it's been a lot of fun.
What's been different now compared to the spring when you first got here?
Yeah, there's more comfortability, obviously. Trying to learn the system through 15 practices in the spring was good. I found a lot of growth in that, but being able to build off of that and propel myself forward has been something I've seen in the past few practices.
People use the term quarterback competition. Does it feel like a competition to you?
I go out and try to do my best every single day, and I let other people perceive that and handle that because I don't have any control over it. So, I've been in a lot of competitions before in my life. Last year was, a very thick one too. So it's something I'm used to, and I've learned just to be able to control what I can control.
Luke, is your mindset different as a starter or as a backup? Does it matter one way or the other for you or not?
No, I don't think so. I try to attack each and every day with excellence, no matter if I'm, the best player of the country or, dead last. It's kind of a mentality thing, how I carry myself each day. I spent 2 years as a backup. Last year had a, more of a leadership role, but still was kind of that, one snap away from being in control of a team. So, always stay ready, whether it's in the film room or, taking advantage of every single rep in practice. That's never going to change about me.
Do you feel good about the depth here at quarterback?
Yeah, we got a lot of great guys that are very, very talented and gifted, and John has played a lot of ball in his day and very experienced, brings that to the room, and Donovan, the young guy who's really, really grown and a very, very talented kid, and his bloodline's really, really strong with his brother, and he'll have a bright future ahead of him.
How does John's experience manifest itself in that room? What's that look like?
Yeah, he's probably taken the most snaps, and he's playing a different type of system too. So, and I have too. So sometimes we bounce ideas off of each other. He's seen a different offense. I've seen a different side of our offense, and we kind of just clash those two together and kind of just have conversations about the way he did things, the way I did things, the way Coach Money does things. So it's just constant conversations, ideas that are flowing, and like I said, he's played probably the most snaps in our room. So he brings that element to the room, and it's really, really cool.
What can you tell us about this offense, Luke, and how is it different than what you played at Ole Miss?
Yeah, I think no two offenses are the same, but a lot of teams probably do similar things. So, luckily I came to a place here where we did a lot of similar things back where I was at, and a lot of similarities here. So, we have a lot of playmakers, a lot of talent. Thankfully, we had some guys return that were deciding whether they were going to take the next step in their journey or stay another year. So I'm very thankful for that, and a lot of explosiveness ability on our team. So I'm excited to see how we grow in this camp and throughout our season.
Are there some things asked of the quarterback position in this offense that maybe wasn't at the other school?
I don't think so. I think, like I said, there's a lot of similarities in this offense, and I think my job and my mentality is just kind of be a point guard. Take care of the football and distribute the football to our playmakers in space, and let them do what they do best.
What's the most important thing for you next 3.5 weeks before the opener?
There's so many different things I could say. Preparing for an opponent, but also staying in the moment here and trying to just get better within our offense. So I think there's different areas of and avenues to try to get better in, and I think doing whatever I think is necessary each and every day to grow myself as a player and as a teammate and as a leader on this team.
What stands out to you about the frontline receivers, Pat, Casey, Isaiah?
Yeah, they had a lot of production last year. Isaiah being the one who had the most production, but each and every single day, I'm more and more impressed by those three and the effort they give, and the different abilities and traits and talents they all have specifically, and I'm so excited for those guys. They're going to make a ton of plays for us this year and kind of be a reason why we'll be who we are.
Does it get to a point where you feel like, okay, good to go in terms of your comfortability with them and timing and all that, is that still in process, or does that come even earlier than fall camp?
Yeah, I think it's a never-ending kind of a process. There's always growth to be done. No matter if I've been here for 3 years with those guys, we'll always find new ways that we can grow our chemistry and grow different ways that we can be more successful in the field. But obviously, I've been here for 7-8 months, and there's so much growth to be done with the way they play and the way I play, and us understanding that in its own. So. And that's just a daily process, with being on the field for these camp practices, and I think we'll be in a good spot for that first game.
Luke, can the way you handled your situation, I mean, specifically last year, can that help Donovan and what he's going through right now and his process?
Yeah, I think that's more of a question to ask him, because so much of what I handled was such an internal battle, and that's something I carried with me last year. Will carry with me for the rest of my life, and I don't know how he handles that internally, mentally, and brings his spiritual life into it. But that's how I kind of handled it. Trying to not do too much, stay in the moment, and try to do what I can do to be a better person, a better player. And he's been incredible, bringing so much energy every day, and it seems like he's in an incredible space physically and mentally. And I can kind of see from outside in, from being where I was, and kind of look through him and kind of just see the similarities in that. And I think all three of us, John, myself, and Donovan, have been just kind of trying to do what we do best, and bringing what we can to the offense, and not trying to look too far ahead, and not trying to do too much to win a job, I guess.
Isaiah mentioned your ability for the deep ball to throw that. What's the art of throwing a good one?
Luckily, I think for me, I grew up, I didn't even know that I was going to be a quarterback or how successful I would be. I was always a baseball player, and I think being a baseball player really translated for me just being a thrower, and I think that's where my football success came from, was being a baseball player, different arm angles, and understanding mechanics of just simply throwing. And as I've grown throughout the years, it's been a long time playing the position, I've understood depth perception, and understanding different mechanics and techniques to distribute my weight. And there's so much that goes into it, and at a certain point it becomes natural. And I think if you think about it too much, then it really it'll hurt you. So I try to understand people's speeds and kind of make sure that they can run under a football.
Was there a moment that you kind of felt like it had become natural for you? I'm assuming probably back in high school, that you're like, oh, I maybe can't throw this thing deep and effectively.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's something like a moment where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is easy for me now. And I think yesterday in practice, I missed a deep ball to one of our guys. So it's never a thing where it's just like, I got it down. So and I'm constantly working on it. And there's times where I find myself struggling with a certain area of my game and my technique and my mechanics, where I have to hone back in on those things. So there's, just like a shooter in basketball or a golfer in their swing, it's a never-ending battle of understanding really how to throw a football, I guess.
So when did it go from baseball to football? When did you have the realization that QB might be in your future?
Yeah, so I played pretty much everything growing up, and baseball was kind of the thing that I thought was my way to the top, I guess you would say. But I played all three, and up to my high school year, I really fell in love with football because I grew up around it. I loved everything that surrounded with it, the team aspect, the competitiveness, the Friday nights with a bunch of guys that are reaching one common goal. And I don't know, I kind of just fell into it, honestly. I don't really have football in my blood, and I was just thankful, God blessed me with the ability just to be a thrower. And I kind of fell into a good role in a good situation with a lot of good people around me. And around my freshman year, I kind of really centered around just playing football. So and I guess the rest is history.
Luke, what do you kind of bring to the field as an athlete with your feet? Is that something that can add a different dimension to the offense?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win, and you know, thankfully God blessed me with the ability to, with a little bit of mobility. So you know, whatever, you know, Coach Lunny or Coach B puts me in positions to be successful, I'm going to, you know, do my best to be excellent in that, and you know, whatever it takes to win a football game, I'm going to do.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think
Trying to
your
finish
second,
up Luke here, next one too.
I think your second invite to the Manning Academy. I'm just wondering what you try to take from that experience when you go down to Thibodeau.
Yeah, there's so much that you can take from it. I mean, being around the Mannings, and not just Eli and Peyton, but Cooper Manning as well, and you know, understanding his story and his perception of the whole deal, and being around Archie too, who was kind of the first one to do it. I mean, there's so much to take from it, from their mentorship, from them being so successful at the position for so long in the league. I mean, you can take so much from them just to being around them for three and a half days, and being around a bunch of college quarterbacks who are kind of in the same boat as I am. It's kind of a, you know, fraternity, as you could think of it. And, you know, just having conversations with different guys, hearing their stories, their situations, you know, bouncing ideas off of each other, and really just seeing where you stack up against those guys too. So it's a really cool experience, and you know, I'm thankful to have that experience.